Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. And if you are new here, I want to welcome you. Come and sit down, listen for a little while as I review Basketball Wives episode 8, season 7. I'm sorry, season 8, episode 7. So it starts out with Jennifer and Evelyn. They're hugging it out after Jennifer apologizes for whatever she has said about Shanice, and that, they had some peaks and some valleys, but she'd rather be at a peak with Evelyn. And Evelyn is just standing there trying to hold her mean composure. But eventually she cracks and she cries and she does hug Jennifer back. And, Shaunie is standing there and she's happy to see them get along. But but Malaysia is over in the next room and she's not feeling them getting along. One, because she feels like she's on an island by herself. And two, she doesn't feel like Jennifer is being a genuine person. And Jennifer really is not being a genuine person. I think it's clear that Jennifer is a very selfish individual. Jennifer is all about herself, and she doesn't like drama, but she will cause drama and try to keep up the drama in her own little type of way. She feels like she is immune to trying to really resolve things. And I think once you back her into a corner, then she'll try to say, oh, all right, maybe I did do something. But Jennifer is like the Robin to Basketball Wives. She's more like your sidekick type of mean girl that just sits around and try to egg on the hype man to keep, some foolishness going. So, I don't respect that about Jennifer. But I feel like, if you're a grown woman, you're clearly seasoned at this point. I think you do need to definitely say, you know what, Evelyn, I did say some things about Shanice, and while it was wrong, I apologize. And I think that, you and I should, move forward and be at a better, stance with each other. But Jennifer won't do that. She keeps using, the passing of her mother and the experience that she went through. She tries to take, she takes in these confrontations and she'll take that one little piece of, comment, and she'll run with it to make it look like it's being used against her in a hurtful manner. That's what I don't like about Jennifer. And that's what I feel like somebody who is naive and trying to manipulate a situation will try to do to win a battle. I don't like that about Jennifer. It's weak, and I'm just not a fan of weak people. But I digress. So after the ladies finish having their breakfast and they go on about their business, Evelyn, Shaunie, Jackie, OG, I can't remember all the ladies, but all of them went and started riding their bikes on the pier. But, OG is pretty much being the odd woman out. So she's all the way to the back. She's like your seventh wheel, just, taking pictures of herself on Snapchat. And she's kind of like holding in all this anger because she's ready to confront Malaysia. She is just so ready to confront Malaysia. But in another scene, you see Malaysia, Phoebe, Kristen, and Monique. They're riding like little speed cars up and down San Diego. They're just having a good old time. They look like they were really having some fun times. But while the ladies are eating lunch, OG just blurts out that she really has a gripe with Malaysia because how she confronted her at the engagement party, and that she really wants to sit down and have a conversation with Malaysia and get everything out in the air because she feels like there is some tension between Malaysia and OG. And OG feels like, CeCe wanted her to bring up the situation about Thomas not really being a Scot to get back at Kristen. So, Malaysia said, but I can't remember if Malaysia said no. We were told that it was not for ammo. So Shaunie just feels like, Jennifer and Malaysia should have a conversation about everything that has gone down, because Jennifer feels like they both should apologize to each other, especially for the fact that that Malaysia threw the table at Jennifer while they were in Amsterdam. So I agree that there should be an apology there, but I think that Jennifer also needs to be fully truthful, and she's not. So I think Malaysia is going to stand firm in what she's saying, because we all know how Malaysia has been in the past when it comes down to people lying, when it comes down to people playing games. She is going to be the type of person that, she's all about action. So either you're going to be truthful and stand firm in your word, or if you're going to be weak about it, then there's nothing to talk about. And I agree with Malaysia. I really do. But she should apologize for throwing the chair. I think that was a bit extreme, but when you are a powerful person, and in this case, Malaysia is a Leo. So, Leos don't like weak people. They see people who are weak and they prey on them. And I'm not necessarily saying that Malaysia preyed on her, but I will say that, Jennifer tried to carry a bone. She dropped that bone, and Malaysia wanted to get at her for, failing the mission and trying to bring her into a situation that she had nothing to do with, because you're not getting ready to smear her character for your own personal benefit. And that's what I like about Malaysia. She's always been like that. All right, so while they're still at the pier, OG goes to her confessional, and OG says that she feels like there is a double standard in the group. She feels like, it's whenever somebody else does a certain thing, it's okay. But when she makes a comment or when she says something, she feels like everybody is attacking her. And at first I thought, OG's probably just making this up in her mind, but actually she is right. I do feel like OG is being held at a double standard. But I think, again, here's what I think. OG takes something in her mind and she just holds on to it, and she just feels like, she wants to be loud. She wants to be out there. She wants to prove a point. And I think she is doing too much. Do I feel like she's aggressive? No, I think she's doing too much. What I mean by that is, I feel like a personality stands out on its own. You don't have to sit here and do a lot of stuff in order to stand out there. And I think with OG, she always wants to put her hands on somebody. Now, she has an issue with Kristen. We get it. Do I feel like she's jealous of Kristen? I don't think so. But I think that when Kristen made that one comment about her having a husband and a child, I think she did feel some type of way. But also, Kristen stuck that knife in her and twisted it during the reunion when she said, you are the one who was sitting on a laptop in your thong, trying your hardest to entice your man. And I think OG was a little triggered by that. But do I think that there's some type of jealousy going on? No. I think OG is a pretty girl. Her style of dress is not the best. Her hair types are not the best. But if you saw me, you would probably think the same thing. So I'm not here to knock her on her appearance. But I think that her personality is just clashing with the others because I think she's doing a little bit too much. I think that OG is somebody that I would be able to hang out with. And I think that the other ladies would be able to hang out with. But you are doing too much. Now, I like Evelyn. I think that Evelyn is a pretty girl. I think Evelyn has made a name for herself. But, I think with Evelyn, there are some labels that have been thrown against her. Do I think she should have been sitting here fighting and putting her, fighting and throwing blows every time? No. Do I think that Tami should have been doing the same thing? No. Because they both have strong personalities. And I feel like they have a name in their own right. But these ladies were not being checked. They weren't being checked. And Shaunie is one of the executive producers. And I don't feel like, Shaunie is putting these ladies in check. I mean, hell, Shaunie has gotten to a point where she thought about shutting down the show. She felt like, she feels like, Tami is going to be Tami and Tami is going to be Tami and Evelyn is going to be Evelyn, but she's not doing anything to check these ladies. And I think that Shed Media and all these other people are not checking these ladies either. I think maybe now they're trying to check them, but it wasn't always like that before. Just like Mona Scott is not checking for her ladies either. I mean, for the people who were fighting on her show either. So, yeah, there is somewhat of a double standard there. But I feel like, hey, either you gonna rock with me or you not. Either way, you on the show, boo. I don't think you need to sit here and do all this extra stuff. So anyway, now they're sitting at the dinner table and they're talking to Malaysia. Like I said, they feel like, Malaysia and Jennifer should sit down and have a conversation. So now we get to dinner time and the ladies are sitting around, they trying to get their food. Phoebe is not feeling this food. She's from New York. If you're from New York City, she's from Brooklyn. My godmother lives in Brooklyn. I've been to Brooklyn plenty of times. New York City is like a second home to me. And I'm going to be honest with you. Don't sit here and come with that foo-foo type of food. I get it. Phoebe was, speaking her piece, but I'm a little mad with Phoebe, and I get to why about that later. So anyway, they sit down, they have their food, and OG says the prayer, and I thought the prayer was nice. However, within that same instance, here comes OG with this foolishness. Malaysia, I'm mad at you because of this drive-by that you did at the engagement party. And I feel like, you should not have done that. I feel like there was a time and place for you to come to me and tell me about how you felt with the whole situation. And Malaysia said, you know what? Yeah, I apologize, but the information, excuse me, let me take that back. When she said, I apologize, she said, oh, don't be passive about it. And Malaysia said, I'm not being passive. That's when I got mad again. I got all the way mad again because, OG is that she's a roller coaster. 1 minute y'all coasting for just a brief little 30 seconds. And then you go down the slide and you come back up and you go through a loop-de-loop. And then once she calms down, it's only for like 30 seconds. Why are you always on TTG mode all the time? That's what I was mad at her about. And, Malaysia said that she had a conversation with Bryon, and Bryon claims that he did not say this stuff to OG as ammo to give to Kristen. So, Malaysia then turned around and she says that she apologizes for throwing the chair at Jennifer, and that was really about it. So Phoebe, my baby girl, she interrupts and says that she wants to, show this, she wants to show her music video for her upcoming song. And so everybody breaks and they're getting ready to, get ready to watch this video. And I just got mad instantly because Jennifer went back to her mean girl crap. So Jennifer pulls OG to the side and says, Phoebe was sitting here talking about your Louis Vuitton shirt, and she said that it wasn't authentic. She said that it was fake. And she's also talking about you on Instagram, and proceeds to pull out her phone and show receipts. Now, ironically, your phone didn't have those receipts on March 27th when, or I think it was the 27th or the 28th of March when you was talking about Evelyn and all this other foolishness, but I digress. But all of a sudden you pull out your phone and you're showing these receipts to OG, which in turn pisses her off again. And that is what I'm talking about with Jennifer. That was not cool that she would pull OG to the side to say, hey, look, listen, so on and so forth said this about you. I thought that was really trifling of Jennifer. I was really pissed off with her because I just felt like, you had no business doing that, but whatever. So anyway, she shows her the stories and everything like that. So they sit down in the theater and they're just sitting around looking at the music video. OG stays around. And, before the video started, she said, I'm really pissed off because I see that you're sitting here talking about my shirt and you're talking about me, saying that you wrote a song about me. So Phoebe was like, girl, bye. Good night. Girl, bye. I was mad with Phoebe because Phoebe as well did not stand firm in her word when she was talking her talk. And it was like, you had a lot to say about you had a lot to say about OG when her back was turned. Why didn't you keep that same energy while OG was standing right there? If you felt her shirt was fake, you felt like her shirt was fake. And if you were sitting here wanting to talk about her and other women who be sitting around lying, you should have said that. You already got a song about it. You should have just kept your word on it. But OG didn't help it because she was trying to bring out the anger in Phoebe by saying, you're from LA and I'm from LA by way of Nigeria and you could catch a fade. And I'm like, girl, shut up, girl. Be quiet. Just be quiet. And that's when, Shaunie was just like, girl, you are being aggressive. What are you doing? You are being aggressive. And side note, didn't Shaunie, Kristen, didn't all the ladies look like they look like they was smacked? I'm sorry. Aside from them having their wine and stuff, I think they was more than a little tipsy. I think they had a little bit of a jazz cigarette outside, but whatever. That's what it looked like. Because nobody was about that drama except for OG. I think OG was in her right state of mind, but the other ladies were just like, listen, we good. We had a little bit of happy juice. We had a little bit of jazz cigarette. Leave me alone. So I'm going to chalk up Phoebe doing that to that. You know what I'm saying? I think they were just a little on the mellow side, but OG was just ready to go. And that was kind of what pissed me off about her. And I think, Shaunie's choice of words was not cool to call her aggressive. But they look at the music video. Phoebe's song is, it's okay. I'm not too thrilled about the song, but not every song that people make is a hit. I mean, Rihanna got some good songs, but not every song of hers is a hit. Not every song that Beyonce comes out with is a hit either. So, just throwing that out there. So, the ladies go off to dance and they're having a good time. And then we quickly see Bryon talking to CeCe, and basically CeCe says that she doesn't want to get in between Bryon's kids and Bryon. And Bryon says, no matter what, he's going to have his fiance's back. And, I thought that was cute. And I do like their dynamic together. But I also feel like Bryon contradicted himself, because he did give that information out to CeCe to OG to try to start something. And I did not think that was cute. But I want to say in closing that Kristen has to get herself together. At this point, you got to stop with the foolishness. If you really believe at the end of the day that you were not out here to try to be malicious towards CeCe, CeCe would have not done what she did. CeCe is very weak. She's very passive aggressive, but I also feel like CeCe is being that puppet master towards OG, and it's only a matter of time when they're going to fall out as friends. Straight up, they are not going to be good friends. I think CeCe is going to show her hand, and it's all going to fall apart from there. And then as for Evelyn and Jennifer, I don't see that happening. I think they really just need to let that ship sail. I think that if they're going to be cool, just keep it on a high and by, be around each other to, cohabitate. But I think, I don't think that anything further is going to be, I don't think they're going to be as close. And I don't blame them if they aren't ever close again, because Jennifer is just not a genuine person. Phoebe got to back herself up. If you're going to say stuff about people, say it and stand in it. Stop sitting here being fake, because that was fake. As for Shaunie, you did throw a double standard towards OG. OG is not being aggressive. After looking at the show and after listening to a couple of channels and things of the sort, there is clearly a double standard that is going on there with OG. But I feel like OG is doing entirely too much. Be who you are. You don't have to do all the extra stuff. Stop being so quick to want to put hands on folks, because fighting is not always the answer. And this is coming from somebody who used to get very angry and no telling what I would do in the midst of my rage. But I would never want to sit here and cause bodily harm in order to get my point across. So I think Shaunie's words were wrong, because she does not check Tami. She does not check Evelyn and any other woman who's been on the show. But if these women don't like a certain person, then Shaunie's going to rock with them. Shaunie is a neutral and she's on the fence, but it's not cute. And so I feel like this was a very up and down episode. these ladies have to get it together. I hope Dominique is on this show a little bit more because I like her. I think her personality was cool because she was not backing down to Evelyn when Evelyn got up, honey. And like I said, I love Evelyn, but I like Dominique because she was like, come with it. Come on, touch me, and it's all the way on. I ain't worried about you. So I will see you in the next video. Thank you all for listening. If you like this, give me a thumbs up. Any questions, comments, concerns, criticism, drop them down in the comments below. Share this video if you think somebody else would like it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.